Every morning, millions of people fill their blenders with raw spinach, kale, and almond milk. We have accepted this dark green smoothie as the absolute baseline for a clean, anti-aging lifestyle. Yet, after months of sticking to this disciplined routine, you wake up with a dull, aching stiffness in your wrists and knees, accompanied by a heavy, persistent physical fatigue. The natural reaction is to assume you are slipping. You think you must exercise harder, double down on your detox, or pour another cup of coffee, just to force your body to cooperate. But the cause of this exhaustion is hiding inside those exact same leafy greens. Foods like spinach and almonds contain chemical compounds that combine inside your body to form the oxalate matrix, a network of microscopic glass-like needles that embed themselves into your joint tissue and physically suffocate your cells. The diet you rely on to protect your body against decay is the same mechanism accelerating your cellular breakdown. To understand how this happens, we have to look at how plants survive in the wild. Because they cannot physically run away from predators, they rely entirely on highly sophisticated chemical warfare. One of their most potent defense chemicals is oxalic acid. It is produced in massive quantities by the specific plants modern culture praises most, particularly spinach, kale, and almonds. Historically, humans possessed a specialized gut microbiome, populated with ancestral bacteria designed to break this chemical down safely. But modern diets and antibiotics have degraded our gut bacteria. When we consume these plants today, the oxalic acid remains intact. It slips through tiny gaps in a compromised gut lining into the bloodstream. Here, unbound oxalate particles latch onto circulating calcium, snapping into razor-sharp crystals. To clear this hazard, your body sweeps them out, lodging them into connective tissues, muscles, and joint spaces. Chronic joint ache is the direct physical result of these rigid plant defense crystals actively scraping against your sensitive cartilage. To see why this causes such severe, inescapable fatigue, we have to zoom out of the joint tissue and look deep inside the cellular matrix itself, right down to your mitochondria, the microscopic engines that power your entire body. As the rigid, sharp oxalate crystals accumulate in the cellular fluid, they inevitably drift toward and collide with your healthy mitochondria. Because of their jagged geometry, the crystals tear a hole straight through the mitochondrial outer membrane. This puncture compromises the internal environment. The critical proton gradient collapses as vital enzymes leak out through the rupture, turning the glowing energy engine into a dark shell. Without intact mitochondria, the affected cells lose their ability to synthesize ATP, the primary molecular fuel that is strictly required for every single biological function, from moving your arm to staying awake. By packing your diet with raw green superfoods, you are physically puncturing and short-circuiting the cellular grids your body uses to generate energy. Reversing this damage requires a targeted approach to flush out the internal crystal matrix and restore ATP production. We execute this through a three-step method called the Oxalate Clearance Protocol. Step 1 is thermal deactivation. Stop eating raw leafy greens. Instead, strictly boil or steam your spinach and kale, and immediately discard the remaining cooking water. This chart shows that raw spinach contains massive oxalate levels compared to boiled spinach. The simple thermal process of boiling extracts 60 to 90% of the soluble oxalic acid before the food ever reaches your plate. Step 2 is the calcium anchor. When you do eat foods containing moderate amounts of oxalates, pair them with a high-quality, bioavailable calcium source, like grass-fed dairy or a calcium citrate supplement. By consuming these together, the calcium binds to the oxalic acid directly inside your stomach. This locks the chemical into an insoluble state, so it passes through your digestive tract and exits your body without ever reaching your bloodstream. Step 3 is controlled oxalate dumping. Do not cut oxalates out of your diet entirely overnight. If you drop your intake too fast, your body reacts by rapidly dumping stored crystals from your tissues back into your blood, leading to kidney stress and deep exhaustion. A safer strategy is to slowly taper your oxalate intake down over several weeks. During this period, increase your fluid intake with organic lemon water, which provides citric acid to help dissolve the existing crystalline blocks as they detach. True physical resilience requires a working knowledge of botanical biochemistry, not blind adherence to a health trend. By deliberately disarming plant defense mechanisms, you can clear the internal debris and reclaim your natural cellular energy.